Good evening, good evening, good evening. Oh, am I here? Oh, jumping all over the chat. That's twice in a row that's happened. I wonder why that's going on. Right. Anyway, good evening. My name is Hot Beverages. Welcome back to Twitch and welcome back to my streams. We are fresh off the heels of having finished Steel Rising on Thursday. We've wrapped up Steel Rising. We freed France. And we are ready to get back into the Netherworld. Back into the PS3 world of Folklore. I've had quite the weeks. Part of one of the reasons I started streaming was because I was working from home a lot and I was able to just immediately jump onto streams basically almost immediately after finishing work. But I've had someone leave at work and so I'm now in the office for the foreseeable future, which is fine. You know, it's not like I have a particularly hard job and I still have a private office, so it's all fine. But yeah, with that comes extra responsibilities that I'm now having to pick up. But it also means I have to walk home for like 25, 30 minutes in the dark and the cold in the middle of winter, which isn't ideal. And it means I also have to sort of rush home and get myself something to eat so that I can actually start this stream more or less on time. But we are here, we are ready to go. I think we will just straight up kill the music. I'm going to need some feedback. Once we get into the game, I'm going to need a little bit of feedback if we can get it, because I've sort of tried upping the bitrate that I'm streaming at, just because I hadn't actually messed around with that like at all from a lot of the default settings, and whenever I've heard other people talking about some of their bit rates and such when they've been streaming, they're like, oh, I've dropped down to like this bit rate, and it's like, well, shit, I normally stream at that bit rate. Is that bad? So we'll transfer over and we'll see if anything looks all the better or the worse. There we are. Gone to the old PS3, and we'll kill the music. Kill the music. Right, let's just jump straight back into. We'll only spend a moment on my beautiful Killzone 3 theme that my PS3 has, and jump straight back in. Oh. Thank you, Japan Studio. Thank you for blowing out my ears there. Here we are. Back to a scenic Irish island. But now we're faced with like another question again. Do we jump back into Keats' story or Ellen's story? I mean, we're going to have to end up doing both, but let's do Ellen first this time. How can this get any more complicated? Darkness. Mother, a letter. Well, yeah, okay. I was going to say, I said, why, how is this going to get more complex? I think we've just immediately got more complex. I feel like the secret to my past is just within reach. Found out more Sphelia. Okay. Who was Harriet? Let's see if we can remember who Harriet was. That's the really important part of this. Were you Harriet? No, that's Suzette. There we are, Harriet, that's right. It's this lady. It's the mourning lady in wheelchair. Cecilia made a fairy prayer. Legend has it that whoever prays at the henge for 9 days will have their wish granted. That girl was special. She could see fairies. And you tried to ask. Ooh. God damn it, I think you're picking up on the mic. I think you're picking up the game audio on the mic, which shouldn't be happening. 1 second. God, I literally think that it's just so loud coming through these earphones because they just plug straight into the capture card. Nah, I think we're all right now. Right. Tried to ask Cecilia about something. Yes, I tried to find out what she saw beneath the henge. What do you think is there? Fairies that grant wishes. Do you believe in them? There is nothing of sort beneath the henge. Who would be so naive to think that fairies have nothing better to do than grant wishes? You are quite right. I do not believe in such a thing. Not anymore, at least. But at the time, I felt differently. I was an actress when I was younger. Until the accident. Was the accident 17 years ago? I had to give up my dream. I could not forget the excitement of my former life. This is about Cecilia. She suffered a serious injury beneath the henge. She was brought to Dr. Lester. The injury should have taken her life, but Cecilia survived. Why did Cecilia suffer that injury? And why did Herb die? Eventually, I will answer these questions. But please wait at... It takes an outsider to tie this story together sensibly. What on earth's wrong with telling me? Well, you're not an outsider. You ought to know that. No more tragedies will occur at that henge. Like they did to me, you, and that O'Connell who came to the village recently. What's happened to O'Connell? Oh, for God's sake. Why can nobody in this game answer a simple question? Okay, O'Connell's house. I think he lives over here. Hello, O'Connell. What do you need? I have things to do. Are you also searching for something at the henge? So what if I am? Alright, you're that woman everyone's talking about. What do you know? Are you going to help me find what I'm looking for? Do you know anything about the henge? Other than the useless village folklore mystifying it. On the day of Samhain, I had a strange experience beneath the henge. Beneath the henge? You went under that thing? I heard that the entrance opens only on the night of Samhain. I'm looking for a fellow scholar who disappeared. Her name is Lucy. I called her Lulu for short, though. She left to explore the ruins and has not been seen for a week. She must be somewhere in this village. The card that I lent her is still here. Was she also searching for fairies? That's right, she's doing folklore and mythology. And that's why she went beneath the henge. And maybe we can find out if she's still alive. Do you have anything that she left behind? She left this medallion. It was near the henge. Acquired brass medallion. Could you have a look at this? They're documents left behind by Lulu. That's not a document, that's a book. This shows the door. The crest forbids entry by all except the spiritual medium. This door was deep within the cloak chamber. Was Lulu trying to go beneath the henge? Exit. I'm not sure if this will work, but if Lulu is no longer here in this world, I may be able to pick up on her voice. Perhaps Lulu used this medallion too. Well, let's just head straight to the altar. Okay, hit it with the brass medallion, see what we get. I was unable to return your car. His car's in his driveway.
If only she hadn't come to this village, she wouldn't have lost her life.
Oh, voice acting. Well, what is the next world going to be? Fairy world, war world, underwater world, car world, racetrack world? The buildings ring a bell. Which one are these trees? Well, you've certainly come far. What is this place, Bogle? The endless corridor represents the eternal anguish of those who have lost their belief in an afterlife. Incidentally, it was created by inhabitants of the modern world, people much like yourself. Once, people envisaged a paradise that was attainable after death. This concept gave birth to the fairy realm, and indeed to the creation of the fairies. Now have a good look at this place. Is there anything even remotely reassuring about an afterlife that looks like this? For the sake of both the netherworld and the realm of the living. This twisted reality must be corrected. Fascist elves are at it again. First war, then proliferation, now correction. Where is the folklore? The endless corridor is Levaine's territory. Only she would know. Levaine, the woman I met in the undersea city. That is correct. She's responsible for tainting the netherworld. You must fight Levaine and that man Keats as well. You should ready yourself. Ooh. Go start getting into the properly plot heavy stuff. Rebel denizen. Beyond this point is not just any old maze. But don't worry, someone knows a shortcut. Is that someone you? The hint is a clock. Keeper of Time also knows the way out. Okay. Nope. This is an offensive one, Thrumping. Yeah, swimming downward slash, because we've got this model of enemy, but the one we've got's a shield. Okay, so there's a way forward and a way left. Well, left for adventure. Ooh, got green crystals. Is that an anyone crystal? No. Do I want to shatter these? Because they're most likely just going to have health and such. But one might have a page, I guess. Is this the right colour for this? Yes. And that summoned enemies. Brawler-chan. Wide range combo attacks, very nice. Well, it looks like whatever big lad is summoning these Brawler-chans. Can't hop away from me if there's a wall behind you. Charge for more powerful downward slashes. Okay. Equip something to break the other one. No, Patriot's a shield. That's a shield. Ruby should be able to break this. The hell? That's hardly fair. Shall we? Let's have a look at the folk we just got. Brawler-chan, what do we have to do to get you? So we still need to absorb like another 3. Alright, cool. I've really not done a lot at all to... Ooh. But it's been plugged in all this time. Right, she'll plug you back in. There we go. Ah. Okay, so this room was literally just an room full of enemies. What the hell? Hello, sugar weapons. Hanky should do it. More of an aerial attacker, but I think there's a possibility there's something wrong. Yeah, might be something wrong with my PS3 controller, or with this PS3 controller at least. Because, yeah, I didn't press triangle there. I'm not pressing triangle. There you go. I pressed triangle there, but I may have to switch to one of my other controllers. Yeah, it's like just get certain movements on my... Hang on. Plug that in. Let's see, turn that off. Okay, let's try that entirely again with, tragically, only using a 6-axis now rather than a DualShock 3. But I may have to try opening up my white DualShock and see if there's anything I can mess around with inside it. Ah, you're new. You weren't here before. Get back here, clock. Ah, that was an enemy pretending to be the clock. Oh, quit Saw River halfway through an area. That's annoying. Damn it! Oh, yeah, it does, doesn't it? Just say, huh? Gotta chase the clocks because we're in a maze. And this was the hint we were given. Oh no, I don't know where you went. I'm going to go open this thing because we might have health in. There you go. Ah, there we go. Can't target, still can't, well, I'm not close enough to target him, I don't think. Ah, good, we haven't lost him at least. Should be able to track down this damn clock. Bubbles. Ooh, that actually worked. This clock monster has a cool design. I like this monster. Off. Come on. I feel like this clock monster is something that you might see, I guess kind of aesthetically looks like something you might see in one of my favourite old mangas. Bubbles. Ugh. Okay, what are you going to make me do? When IDs are orange, stop and go absorption effect. Shake the controller vertically. Okay. Okay, that one's not too bad. It does kind of look like a Persona enemy, actually. I could see that in... I've seen bits of the Persona games played. You know, I've never played any of them myself, but I have seen bits of them played. And yeah, I think I could see it being a Persona-style enemy. Well, let's have a look. So, well, this is the way we're going, I guess. Huh. Oh, it's this purple. Door? What's the door doing here? Yeah, why here? The new one, well, it's not a Persona game, but the new one from Atlas, you know, that Fantasio one, that looks quite interesting. But a lot of the rest of the Persona series has never super struck with me, just in themes, I guess you'd call it. Has a woman named Lulu been here? Hmm? Lulu? No. What about Lucy? Her real name is Lucy. Alright, either that was a very short chapter or we've got a lot more work to do. Well, we're in the Afterlife pub. No one to talk to here. If she wasn't here... and we're not going to get an explanation. Yes, we're looking for a black mage who is made primarily of belts. Rat! No luck, eh? What on earth are you doing here, fair Darrig? I'm a half-life. I can jump between worlds as freely as a bird in flight. Now, Ellen, just where do you think that Lulu... I don't know. What is the place in the village that no one dares go? She's under the henge. Beneath the henge! Which was said like 8 times during the opening cutscene to this chapter. There's a way to open the dolmen. I don't know what it is. Only Levain can tell you. Why, Levain? Why, I wonder. I can't go back to the village until I know how to open it. I need to venture further in and find Levain. Red. Fairy. Use the room for visiting the dead as you please. It is for the living. Creatures of the endless corridor won't complain about its use, as it's different from the fairy realm. What the fairy call Levain's rebellion occurred in the ancient times in the Netherworld core. Levain went to the Netherworld core and disabled a vital function. Then Baral, the evil isle, sealed off the Netherworld core, and the war with the fairies began. The room this way contains a contraption. A folk is the key. Find the flying book folk and observe first. If you succeed, the next door will appear. Alright, so we need a book. Yep, there he is. Oh, spins, shooting electric shocks to the vicinity. Door! That was easy. I mean, you know, do I even have to fight these other enemies? Do I just need to keep capturing the book to move on? Yes. Okay. The water ball just killed it instantly. Oh. On a timer to beat Clock Boy. How long did it take me last time? Yes, yes, stop and go. Oh, God. You are eating my clock time, clock man. Book. Endless Corridor, book, page 5. Well, that's descriptive, isn't it? It's worryingly descriptive, I'd say, because I haven't seen any of those creatures. Vane's life should have expired long ago, but now her power exceeds all previous levels. What's happened to her? Good question. Intended to leave the Netherworld after the incident 17 years ago. Honestly, this event 17 years ago it's caused a lot of problems. After hearing of the Fairy Lord's new scheme, she decided to stay behind. Yeah, because the Fairy Lord wants to conquer the entire afterlife. The room this way contains a contraption. The key to activating it is the Book Folk. Okay. This time, absorb the little devil last. Obliterates all the non-book folks. Alright. Good. Well, I want this guy, the big stone man, I think, because... Okay, they don't work. Okay. With no. What's going to hurt this guy, do we think? Water? No. Beat hell out of this witch thing. Whirlwinds. Well, we already know that whirlwinds probably aren't what we want. But what about Alaroon? Can you cut this brigand up? No? Okay. This didn't do anything. No. Thunder, perhaps? Pretty sure I've tried thunder. Yeah. tried slash. Oh, this will hurt it. Does that mean this hurt? This is slash, isn't it? No, wrong. Okay, yeah, so slash elements hurts it. Or not. Okay, so I think you've got to hit its body. Oh, and you can break its arms off. That's handy. Okay, so now defeat book last. Let's just put that on there for a minute, because we're probably going to need that. Yeah, all-round guard. That's handy. Are these Humpties like inactive? We've got like activate them or something with lightning. Come on, Answer, die. Fear my submachine gunner and die. Let's see if we can wake up the other enemies here. Where's Good boy? You need lightning power to wake up? Yeah, you do. Now you want a different power to make you go away. Let's go back to the actual war fields. Let's put something just full army this. Oh, the energy in it can run out. That's annoying. Just something lightning. There we go. Get the water back out now. Where's Enki? There we are. Lots of back and forth with this. Ugh. Deeply unpleasant room. I should equip the. Just no. Throw the Alaroon in here, just because I can. I know I can. Won't hurt the answerers, but it'll. Oof, I'll watch my health. Oh, come on. Why is this stopped? It's worth noting, Keats and Ellen really both took to this, netherworld folk commanding. Really quite quickly. Oh man, I shouldn't have done this one first, so I'm not going to be able to kill these without taking damage. It's just a pain in the ass to get the other two. I'm going to have to run away at this rate. One down. Ooh, and some precious life drops. Now we can focus on just like not getting hit by this thing and attacking it when its earth shield is gone. There we go. Ammo count increased. Are you done making me run through? Ghosts are gonna hit me, so I'm gonna get knocked out of this. Yeah, the place we're in now, Pud, it's called the like the Eternal Corridor. And basically it's a section of the afterlife that I'm not sure what the timer was relevant for there, but we haven't made it. I think it's this way I want to go. But yeah, it's a section of the afterlife. The Eternal Corridor is a section of the afterlife for people who have given up on the thought of an afterlife. Section of the netherworld that souls go to, where they basically just wander forever down this like a long maze-like corridor. Well, I don't know if the timer mattered at all. If it did, we literally just got in under the timer. Oh, also, just put before you came in, I don't know if you saw this when we were having the cutscenes, just before with one of the fairies, they mentioned that Levain was affected by something she did involving like the like usurpation in the fairy realm and all that nonsense, and here 17 years ago. So Levain is locked up in all of this nonsense as well. The living need not know about the netherworld. They are free to do as they please with their realm of the corporeal. But they should never interfere in the matters of the netherworld, as we should never interfere in the real world. I've not come to fight. I want to know how to get beneath the henge. It's like the 15th iteration of that. And what on earth makes you think that I will grant your request? Ellen, do not put faith in everything the fairies tell you. Who can predict what kind of world will provide humans with true happiness? Strange way to say that. However the world changes, there are always those who benefit and those who suffer. True. Exploring your past is one thing, but more importantly, how will the knowledge of your past affect the way you live? This is a matter for you and you alone to face. Yeah, who are you? Are you Ellen's mother? Who the The endless corridor. No one will tell me. No one will tell me anything. These people are more standoffish than the French. I'm just going to go on a streaming world tour. Yeah. Irish, standoffish. Netherworld, standoffish. French, standoffish. Where should we go next? Ah, you come, have you? Ah, you see, the French... We normally say the French are lazy, and they did make poor Aegis do quite a lot of work. But they were also really quick, because you'd talk to somebody in, like, the that chapel area, and then you'd be like, okay, sure, I'll go off here then. And then they, like, you'd leave while they were still in the chapel, fight your way through somewhere, and they'd already be there. And it's like, why do you even need Aegis to clear a path if you're just going to be able to get here, Lafayette? The one... Neuroscience shudders when it eats a memory that frightens it. Waves propagate in the vicinity, making passage difficult. Sign prevents people from advancing past this point. To expunge it, a person causing it must overcome his fears. What do you want to ask? Room of the living. The folklore in the endless corridor is a living room called the flesh room. Flesh room is tough, but do not despair. Startle him with a spurt of water to the eyes. Alright. Yeah, we're going into the meat palace. The meat palace at the end of the endless corridor. The cloak in the endless corridor is the cloak of dawn. Tick-tock, tick-tock. It flows like the sands of time. Stop it soon before the flow runs out of sight. The area this way is our home base. One cannot easily pass through it. More stupid place to make your home base, wasn't it? This place has a special link to the henge. We all have our weak points. It's the one secret we'd rather keep to ourselves. Yes, I wasn't asking about weak points in general. I was asking about the folklores. Even a mighty weak point has an Achilles heel. Yeah, thanks for that. Does this thing have feet? Am I striking out against its feet? Oh, gross. Okay, so yeah, here's the this is the room beneath the henge. This is where Ellen got her cloak. No, good. Good, strong memory. So do I have... If I'm interpreting this right... Am I going, like, back to Doolin? And going underneath the henge? Yes, I think. O'Connell! Ellen, where have you been? O'Connell. Something terrible has happened. At the church. 17 years ago. Oh god, who's dead now? Right, so it's not Keats, it's not Suzette, it's not O'Connell. Is it Dr. Lester? Dr. Lester's already dead, actually, isn't he? So is it Dr. Lester's wife? Harriet's been murdered. Oh, for Christ's sake. We were just talking to her. She was going to tell... we might get some more info. Harriet said she was going to tell Keats something. Hopefully she actually told Keats before... How are we looking, by the way? I've upped the bitrate on the stream. Is everything looking and sounding all right? Finally putting things together, Ellen. You, Ellen. Ah, Cecilia! We've actually got a reveal. Your mother claims that you were dead. Keats, you knew all the time? No, I've just found... he's probably literally just found out in the past 2 minutes. It's all coming back. My life was overshadowed by an obscure fear. But only now is that fear coming into focus. I must know my roots. Do I dare unmask the horrors of my past? It's only natural to seek the truth. You need time to think. Or speak to someone who knew young Cecilia. Cecilia, you're breaking my heart, in my conscience daily. Good song. Good album. Bridge Over Troubled Water is an excellent album. Harriet, where's Harriet's dead body? Oh, Connell. Unbelievable. You lived in this village as a girl. But why those memories... why those memories hadn't surfaced earlier rather concerns me. Is it because you're wearing an undersized jacket? You will be able to continue your trips to the netherworld, I hope. That's why I can go ahead and discover the secret of the henge. Suzette. Cecilia? I have heard that name before. What? My late mother often screamed the name using terrible words. Oh. Oh. Cecilia is likely responsible in some way or another for Herv's death. You knew, didn't you, Mrs. Lester? You knew. Bitch-ass Mrs. Lester, doctor's wife. What happened 17 years ago? That letter that claimed Cecilia had died, it was a fabrication. I am Cecilia. You're just taking Keats at his word here. Oh. Oh. Yes, I can see the resemblance. Now I remember. I once lived in Doolin. My name was Cecilia. Which means this is a picture of you when you were young. With Herv and Dr. Lester. There I am. That's me. Bright-eyed little angel. The entire village adored you. Just what happened? Oh. Is it happening? Is it happening? No! Or is it? Scarecrow. Keats went on ahead. He defeated the Folklore and ventured deeper inside. He's trying to disrupt the Fairy Lord's plans. Should you let this happen? I don't know, should I? I don't even know if the Fairy Lord is correct. The Fairy Lord's a fascist. The Fairy Lord wants to proliferate fairies across the Netherworld. He used the term well, he didn't. One of his aides used it. One of you used the term corrected before as well. They spend too much time pondering the complexity of things. Ellen, why do you dislike fighting? Consider all that's gone on in the village. Enough to make anyone hate conflict. There's not a single thing to be gained from all this hatred. It only results in suffering. You're right, Ellen. Perhaps if everyone were like you, if they had the burden of a tormented, frightful past, then they'd probably stop all this fighting in the first place. That's a good point. Let's use our magic powers to give everybody massive trauma. I would never want anyone to go through the same things. You always were such a kind soul. Well, Ellen, it appears that you have overcome your fears. The memo sign at the end of this corridor has disappeared. But I've yet to remember everything. I have a feeling that I've missed something rather important. Getting awfully sick of this village and everybody in it. I'm glad they're all being murdered. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's the one we want. Teleport. So if we come down here, there should be fairy, or rebel fairies. Yeah, memo sign's gone. Terrible fear could have been overcome. Yes, we've got to go beat up this room, apparently. I'm going to put the fish on there. And we'll work out what the rest of it we need to do is. How do you beat up a room? Oh, gross. Oh, no. How deeply unpleasant. Right, well, it said squirt water in its eyes. Okay, that appears to have created nerds. I mean, that's what it said, right? It said squirt water in its eyes. And this is a water... Ah, there we go. Okay, so that eye is now closed. Yeah, this room... I do not like this room. Oh, okay. What do I need to hurt the heart with? I saw this. I saw this in the book. To the book of pictures. Oh, I can slice it up with... I can slice it up with my arm, man. not going to use any orange thing. Short range. See which one of these does better. Come on. There we go. I use both. That's cool. It sinks back down. Ugh. Ow. I guess that's what the blocking thing we got was for. This guy's friggin'. Oh, that's just some complete bullshit. Oh, hang on. Come on. Down. Would have been alright there if I hadn't pressed the wrong button. Oh, what the hell? I have to accidentally re-equip something on the wrong one. More of the room is opening itself to the punch dimension. Ugh. Oh, come on. That's not necessary. I think we've got a best boss design so far from this game. Flesh Room is most definitely here a thing. Still an eye? Ah. Oh, got it. Which one's it doing? Oh, it's doing the bounce. For God's sake. Can I let go of this? Because I'm going to get hit in a minute. Yep, saw that coming. Even slopes. Even slopes. Oh. You love to see it. Awful, evil, terrible flesh room defeated and destroyed. The henge. Why here? Is it because you wanted to go beneath the henge by any chance? What is this place? This is its truth. Oh, this is what Fleshrum actually looks like. She's made the Folklore into a watchdog for her hideout. What terrifying power. But now is the time to conquer this place and keep them on the defensive. I understand why we must aim for the Netherworld core. But why must we fight Livain? Listen, Ellen. They have put us through a terrible ordeal. The fact that we can no longer move freely between the realms, and that the entrance to the Endless Corridor has been blocked by Baral the Evil Eye. All of this is the work of Livain. Most of the messengers that were with us have lost their lives as a result. Ellen, it is also for your sake. Yeah, so you keep saying. So you keep saying. Fairy Lord. Created by Livain herself. But how? I imagine you could do the same. For you, like Livain, are so Livain was a messenger. Right, okay. Yeah. Livain once had the important responsibility of telling dwellers of reality about the Netherworld, so that ordinary men and women would be reassured about their fates after death. I know at least one person that would, if they were told they had to go to a ridiculous fantasy world full of elves, would not be happy about death. And disabled one of the twin trees in the Netherworld core. The tree that controls the human subconscious. The damage to that twin tree is what so affected the Netherworld. Twin trees form a spiritual link between the Netherworld and the real people. Without the trees, the memories of men would not accrue. Due to Livain's meddling, the link between reality and the Netherworld was severed. And now the Netherworld is a passive recipient of the ripples of the real world. The mutual connection has been destroyed. We cannot allow this to continue. What will happen to Livain? The courts will decide her fate. My courts. Courts of the Fairy Lord. She shall receive a punishment commensurate with the gravity of her sins. Open the entrance to the henge. These are sacred grounds for messengers like yourself. Show proof. She didn't open it. Proof of the medallion. What? The colour of the medallion's changed. Okay, what's going on with... Oh, these little... Look at the little memo sign. Uncover the mysteries of death. Nothing to fear. For in the afterlife awaits true happiness. Okay. Okay, we've had one big plot revelation that, you know, Ellen equals Cecilia. Which I think we've been hinting at anyway, but... Are we going to have to fight Demon Keats? No one lives beneath the henge. There is no one beneath the henge. Can travel to the netherworld as long as we have the cloak. Levain cannot be located. Perhaps we do. She's over there. That woman chieftain Levain has run up. She's there. She's literally right there. The warrior who led the construction of the henge has taken his own gold. Kill them all. They should thank us. Have you come of your own free will? No, the Fairy Lord's making me do this. The real world is not well in its present state. So that's why you've looked to the old world. Or should I say, the old world as the Fairy Lord described it to you. You are also a messenger, aren't you? We were the original natives of the earth, but we were destroyed by the humans who came after us. I am the final survivor of our race, the last messenger. This is why there hasn't been a Bloodborne 2. All the messengers are dead. What have you done? Why have you done what you've done to the Netherworld? Because there are so many people in the world just like you, Ellen. Happiness does not come from nowhere. You must seek it yourself. What? That's what she's doing! The human fear of death is the driving force behind human action. A limited time on Earth is what makes humankind seek material and spiritual achievement. It is what makes life precious and dear. Ellen, you know little about the world outside a small boundary. Learn from others and look inside yourself. Then and only then we'll be able to sort this out. My actions were not a mistake. Oh, cutscene. Foolish fairies! Admit your defeat in Hell Realm! Your deeds will go unforgiven for eternity. I feel like we've walked into like more than we should be having to deal with here. We will bring Keats to the Netherworld and settle this once and for all. We will never allow such meddling again. I haven't the time to waste bickering with the likes of you. Enough. I haven't the time for this. Baldur's Gate 2 is a good game. You can take me in, but you will take the girl as well. Where are we going then? Where is it? That's to be the end of the chapter? Can you ask me to save? No? Yeah? No. Okay. You can't just dump me here. Where do you want me to go? I should tell O'Connell about this. Okay. Lulu could be beneath the henge, and I've discovered how to get in. What? So we can search for Lulu? If we go to the henge at night, I couldn't find Lulu in the Netherworld. Perhaps she's trapped inside. What could Lulu possibly wanted from these ruins? As far as I can tell, she was happy as could be. She had a stunning intellect, good luck, no lack of friends. Why did she go away from me? Maybe because you've got a pencil mustache, wear a purple cravat, and carry yourself in a certain manner, O'Connell. She must be alive. Let's go, O'Connell. Yeah, so come on, you coming? Let's go find the corpse of your precious Lulu. Dried up, desiccated corpse of Lulu. Unless Cecilia is also Lulu. Or Lucy is Levain is Lulu. This is where I donned the cloak. Someone's been here quite recently. An earring? But it was just a mummy and the cloak. Let me see that. My God. No. Ha 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 ha. This is her earring. It all makes sense. The mummy that you saw was Lulu. You're going to want to do some explaining to me here, O'Connell. Said you're going to be gone a week. You told me she was still alive. Truth is, she disappeared half a year ago. I know. Well, I couldn't face the truth. Everyone here is a liar who withholds information. The Irish must suffer. It always felt like just the week before. O'Connell. I can't believe this. Why did I allow you to ever give me hope? Don't kill yourself, O'Connell. There's been enough death in this village already. What are we doing? What are we doing now? Lulu died 6 months ago. I must... He was just with you. When you must seek O'Connell. Did he just like run off home? Suzette, have you seen O'Connell? I could have written this game. It also has the pub landlord, who is just not involved and doesn't have a name. He was heading for the cliff. Yeah, I bet he was. No, he's not alright. He's going to go jump off the cliff. I suppose everyone knew that O'Connell's girlfriend was probably dead. We used to tell him every day. He needed someone to help him. Brace yourselves. Potential suicide trigger warning coming. O'Connell, don't you dare. You mustn't make any rash decisions. No, it is I who should... Yes, because you lied. I'm sorry I said all of that. I didn't mean to worry you. I was not myself. I should have never blamed you, after all the effort you made for me. Death is a part of life. There is no way around it. In Lulu's case, I just could not bring myself to accept it. The purpose of the priestesses of yore... We get just like a 90-degree left turn here. Was not to commune with the dead, but to assist people in accepting death itself. You told me what I needed to hear. In order to overcome my predicament, I first needed to face the depths of my despair. Perhaps they were a mirror of the depths of my love for her. I still have a little idea of what to do. But someday I will achieve closure and get back on my feet again. No, you'll be dead before the end of the game, O'Connell. Whoever's been murdering people around the village is going to murder you too. Me and Keats are only getting away with it because we're spending half our time in the afterlife. I'd like to repay you. I think it's fair to say you are this. Hey, thanks for all the help. You're mentally ill, right? Do realise what all this means, don't you? These trips to the netherworld and such. Wait, don't say another word. Sometimes I don't know what's happening. You once lived in this village. That's why you have memories of the dead. There's something I would like to try. It should shed light. Don't jump off the cliff. Don't you do it, O'Connell. Oh, cliffhanger chapter ending. We're not gonna see what happens. All right. Who could this girl Cecilia be? Let's do it all again as Keats. Our boy Keats. Labyrinth. So Dr. Lester died before I could hear what I wanted. Unless there's someone else who knows anything, I'm out of luck. I think Keats is the one killing everyone. What's this? A note! The time has come for me to tell you everything. I'll be waiting for you. Harriet, I have written this entirely in capital letters. Finally decided to talk, eh? Are we going to get some lore straight up? I mean, obviously we're going to find... This is where we officially find out that Ellen is Cecilia. Because Harriet will tell Keats now. Oh, she's already dead. Oh. Fucking gay. Fundamentally, there is going to be nobody left in this village. Strangled. Carried out with ordinary string. It could be anyone. What ungodly timing. Perhaps she sensed danger and called me. Harriet and Dr. Lester are dead. Every person with direct knowledge is gone. I must inform the villagers. Let's see how they react. Hey, since I turned up in the village and started hanging out in that cave near the church, a lot of people have started dying. Well, O'Connell and Suzette. O'Connell's left, Suzette's left, Mrs. Lester's left, there we go, and the pub landlord, he is staying well out of this, the pub landlord. He does not give a shit. Has the hag struck again? Just who is this hag? It's not any one of us gathered here. Who would hide in... Would she hide in the church? Beneath the henge? Impossible. No one can get beneath the henge. I imagine that there's a way. The church is safe. I saw for myself. Then why not gather in the church? It's better than being alone. Sounds like a good idea. This calls for an interview with the dead. Anyone seen a memento of Harriet's? Oh, look. What? Do we think that's a memento in the cupboard? Body's already been taken away. Why stay here? What are you looking for? She was very interested in the henge too. What's this? This thing looks really old. Brass medallion. What is it? A burial artifact of the forebears. Thank goodness you're here. It's about working yourself to death for your boss. It looks like it's made of brass. They used brass about 500 years ago, didn't they? Well, you sure this isn't a fake? Quite the scholar, aren't you? This isn't the only oddity I've discovered. We find things like this in ancient ruins from time to time. Anachronisms galore. Well, enough storytelling for now. So what are we going to do next? I'll take that. I have an idea as to how to use it. Yeah, I'll take this. I need to cover up the evidence of my murders. This medallion is probably Harriet's memento. Go to the henge at night. No, that's not going to do anything. Come on. Use item. Brass medallion. There we go. Yeah, fast forward. He's just going to, like... Oh, show me the spotlight again. How can I stop this aging? Ah, yeah, because she was an actress. I had to give it up after the accident. I don't understand. How are you getting in then, Keats? Literally just a street light. I'm starting to think we should probably go up to the lighthouse, see if we can figure out what the hell's going on there.
It's like a spotlight. How is it that men seek fame and fortune while disregarding death?
Yeah. You see this? This is the Endless Corridor. The Netherworld was created by absorbing living people's thoughts on death. The Endless Corridor is made up of the notions of modern people. What is death? What happens after death? There are questions that the living that cannot be answered. The Endless Corridor here was born from such questions, and this place has become our home base. We are talking more than you usually do. I'm off to see Harriet. Please be careful, the Endless Corridor is different from other realms. So, only you can solve things. We don't know where Levain is, and Ellen, the others. Use this place as a base where they traveled Neverworld. Too dangerous now. Ellen is too strong. How is time working here? How can what? Beyond this point, yeah. Yeah, the hint is a clock. Keeper of Time knows the way out. Follow Clockman. Chase the Clockman. Right, so he went that way. It's fine. I want to actually try and capture some of these things. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've got all the things I really need for the general combat. Just straight ignoring people. Ooh. Touche. I kind of want to like take out a lot of these guys just because I want to see I want to see if I can find more pages, because I mean they didn't turn out to be that vital, but I only got like one page. So, what do we need to kill these guys? Oh, this will hurt him, that's fine. It's not while he's got his guard up. You must remember when we get to the actual flesh room to as well, see if there's like pages in here. But when we get to the actual flesh room again, I must remember to activate super form. You know, go full limit break on him, because I really haven't been using that. Ugh. Got different moves. But coloured gems here basically only exist to show you which way it's just opened up for you. A door here. Another door, eh? Harriet's not going to be in here, though, is she? I mean, it can't possibly be that easy. Wisecracking deer head on the wall. What a drag. You again? Where's my little sweetie? I want my sweetie. Calm down. Perhaps I can arrange it. Are you talking about Ellen? You know her? In fact, I do. I'll send her over if you do me a favor. Fine, then. Go on, spit it out. I need to have a word with Harriet. Can you find her? Can you find a woman called Harriet in the whole of the Netherworld? What did you... Oh, here we go. Are we going to see it? Will she tell him? Is Keats going to find out what happened in the church? I'm guessing no. Her dead with Dr. Lester standing next to him. Yeah, well, we knew Herb died in the church. He never was a healthy lad. He supposedly only had a year to live. But still, he wasn't so ill as to die that suddenly. Was it Herb's body in that photo you took? I couldn't tell from the photo, but it was a frightening photo for you since you've been there. That's not all. On that day, Cecilia was there too, covered in blood. Herb's friend, the one who can see fairies. I should have photographed that. I was too afraid. I couldn't bear to watch any longer. Cecilia gravely wounded and Herb lying dead. In the end, Herb died and Cecilia is saved. I think I can guess what happened there. Cecilia could see fairies. She prayed to them and so had their protection. Oh, come on now. There's no such thing. Not in the human world, at least. I wanted their protection too. I tried to ask her about it, but Ryan, that's the lighthouse keeper for those keeping track. So that's when the doctor's photo was ripped. In the end, it was Ryan who went to see Cecilia. And just after that, it was Ryan who was killed. Oh, that's not what I wanted to happen. We really are attached to those fairies. Following an accident, I had to give up on acting. I had plenty of money, so many people came forth to try to comfort me. I ended up into the occult, as one does, and listened to a fortune teller. Then came to this village, and I'd heard fairies exist here. Sounds familiar? The Netherworld actually exists in Doolin. But what's all this about fairies? Cecilia is the one who holds the key to all this. She was supposed to have been dead for a long time. But she wasn't. Please, Keats, protect her. Who, me? I don't even know where Cecilia is. Yes, you do. I wish that I could somehow make reparations for my failures. But I need your help. I should just speak plainly. Don't just say, oh yeah, you do. Cryptic nonsense. Just straight tell him. milksop. Essentially, living can be a frightful thing. The ancients used myth to help overcome that fear, and we moderns use materialism. Yeah, the New Year recaps are up on Twitch. Yeah, I've posted mine in the Discord and up to, well, to you in the Discord at least. No, I think. I'll post it somewhere. I posted it on my Twitter account as well. It is fear that drives our civilization. It's fairly obvious that I'm, from my recap, obviously, that I have not been streaming long. We've done our best to stop the fairies' plans, but this fairy lord is too powerful. Despite appearances, Levain has been in the Netherworld longer than the fairy lord. This is all very convoluted. What do you want me to do? The room this way contains a contraption. A folk is the key. Find the folk with a light bulb on its head and absorb it first. If you succeed, the door will appear. Oh, okay. Alright, that's this thing. Padfoot. Okay. Can't just attack it with... Oh, for God's sake. Target the Padfoot. Well, it burns. That's a good news. Oh, oh. Taking a lot of hits to this clock. Lucky to have you on our side, yeah. If it weren't for you, there'd be nothing to stop the Fairy Lord's plan. Her true form? What? Yeah, the key is the light bulb, folk, sure. That one last, okay. Yeah, just same as before, but different folks. Ugh. Nope. This is some bullshit, I'll tell you what. It's... Yep, saw that coming. Definitely, yeah, definitely gonna get. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to actually capture this galley beggar. Unless I, like, knock this thing down to, like, catching range. And then drag the galley beggar to the other side of the arena. Come on, come over here. No, I'm gonna get hit here. I can't stop this. already fucking up. No, no, no. Problem is, this takes too long. There you go. It's actually being kind. Oh, fuck right off. I'm gonna save this for flesh from. Why even bother having a dodge if you're not going to dodge cancel? Yeah, gonna hit immediately. I'm dead. I wouldn't mind, but it's like, because the rest of these, it's like, it's like, the rest of it's like, okay, yeah, there's a lot of enemies here. But the main thing you actually have to watch out for is the actual attacks that the bulb thing does. It's like, oh, you need to capture the... Yeah, you need to capture the light bulb thing last. So here's a special capture that you need to do that it will just run over and interrupt. See, that was like unnecessary damage there, that last hit I took. Because I was... You can probably hear me going... That's me hammering the dodge button when I'm in the middle of combos. Because I'm trying to get it to get me out of the way. Because obviously the enemies... A lot of the enemies don't really have anything resembling like poise. So... I've already got this anyway. I'm just gonna kill it. Die. I don't think I've got the damage. See if his picture book's any different. Probably will be. Ooh, actually, yes, it is. Yeah, it still recommends using the all-round shield guy. We didn't get that shield guy though. You have to like rely on other shields, and it wants to drop the weight in the mouth, and then still slash at the heart. That's fine. Okay, that's the way I came in. This way? Yes. So how do you like my home? It's weird. Quite the place you have here. But I'm not mad about all these fairies walking around like they own the place. Then again, I suppose I'm doing the same thing, so who am I to talk? Do they never try to hurt you? Not that I'm really worried or anything. If they do, they'll soon learn what a big mistake they've made. By the by, I have a request. Such formality. This path is blocked by a massive spiritual energy. It has materialized as a Memnosine. And what you're asking me is... well, you should know whose memory it is. You're in trouble too if you can't proceed, I imagine. Personally, I don't really care about the folklore. Feel free to turn back if you wish. But Keats, it's your destiny to travel to the Netherworld core. Not that I'm not interested, but why this all of a sudden? Your curiosity never fails to win you over, regardless of what you say at first. But it's all just a way to keep yourself distracted from learning more about yourself. As if you would know anything about it. No point in me going on. You wouldn't believe me anyway. Go to the core, see for yourself. Memnosine shudders the Ebenezer. Yes, overcoming fears. I'm gonna see the same shit. I'm gonna see the same shit that she saw. Oh no, we're not. Seeing the hospital. And a note. What the? I can't go any further. Just like Devane said. It's a letter addressed to Dr. Lester. Why am I so frightened of this thing? Wait, it isn't me. Someone else's fear. It's moving through me. Should I talk to Mrs. Lester about this? Okay. Back to reality. What do you want, Devane? I've never seen anything as powerful as that. Surely you can guess whose fear that was. This isn't the time for guesswork. Where have you been? Everyone's gathered at the church. By the by, have you seen Ellen? She disappeared from time to time. Don't worry about it. She's just around killing everybody. Everybody's gathered at the church. no sense. Do you know anything about a letter addressed to Dr. Lester? It was dated January 31st, 1990. How do you know about it? That letter is why I'm stuck now. Why I still have the letter. This one, isn't it? Why do you have it on you? I suppose we are in the clinic. It's a letter from Ingrid, Cecilia's mother, telling us that she died. I've never shown this letter to anyone, but I suppose that enough time has elapsed now. Dear Dr. Lester, I'm writing to inform you that Cecilia passed on the other day. I thank you for all your help. Her daughter dies, and that's all she has to say. Look at the handwriting, how her hands were shaking. She was probably in shock and couldn't write a full letter. But suppose this letter was fake, and Cecilia was still alive. Perhaps you already had your suspicions. Perhaps. Speak of the devil, we missed you. This time, Harriet was murdered while you were gone. Yeah, Harriet too? When will this stop? The pattern, I've seen it before. Fast forward, because we saw all this in the other chapter. Your mother claimed that you were dead. Keats, you knew all this time? Yes, my past is over behind me. Come on, we got to dive back in and we got to fight the flesh room. Yeah, surely Ellen will acknowledge her own past. So if she can overcome this fear, the Memnosine will just disappear. Ooh, dropping things on the floor. So, Memnosine's been extinguished. It was formed from Ellen's fear, but why there? The answer that lies in the deepest reaches of the endless corridor. Within the henge, a hag could be in there somewhere. Well, that's a coincidence. Or is it? And we have our boss fight again. But different this time, apparently. Well, I need to equip something watery. What does it say? What does it say to use in the book? Oh, it wants ice in this one. It wants like the icy throw man. Okay. So we want icy throw man. We want that for the weight. We'll keep Patriot out, I guess, for the block. And we want, I guess, Answerer on there. And summon lots. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm not sure Patriot blocks this hand, which is kind of annoying. Oh, come on. No. Oh, you are made a bitch. no. There we go. Weird, awful. Weird, awful thing defeated once again. Why here? What is this place? It looks just like the henge in the village. This is our home, created by Lavaine's thoughts. Do you know how to open this? You need to make an offering of a medallion. I already did, in the ruins of above. Now that you've passed through to the netherworld, the medallion has metamorphosed. In ancient times, those with the messenger's permission were able to go inside the dolmen this way. But why are you going down here? This land is where we call our home. No messenger has ever made it this far. Ellen is really amazing. What power she has. She has the potential to become as powerful as the high priestesses of the ancients. She may be the one to defeat Baral, the evil eye who protects the entrance to the core, and reach the twin trees. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Don't just run off. Can't believe that humans like that could take over the real world. We'll need to change things here. If the secret of death is not maintained, humans will engage in slaughter. Will they? Lavaine is our treasure. We can't let her fall into their hands. We must protect her. We will hide her in the sanctuary. Ah, Lavaine, please go safely to the twin trees. We must change the real world. And now you must return to the village. What is this place? A world that you created, you say? And this is my home. We were the original natives of the earth, but we were destroyed by humans who came after us. I am one of the last messengers. Long ago, ancestors of humans mingled with our clan and shared knowledge of the netherworld. Those humans who knew of the netherworld neglected their lives in their own world, and continued their wars and massacres almost as if they welcomed death. And so, after a time, our tribes were wiped out by the humans. I was protected by friends and escaped to the netherworld. 5,000 years ago, I was in the netherworld core. I thrust my sword into one of the twin trees, all so that humans would not repeat the same mistake. What are the twin trees? It is they that create the bond between the souls in the netherworld and the real world. It is because they exist that the netherworld is affected by the real world. But the thrust of my sword reduced the effect of your world to a minimum. As a result of that, humans lost their ability to live without fearing death. They created their current civilization as a way to conquer their own weakness. Even under the yoke of fear and death, humans developed their reason and compassion. They are not there yet, but they are close. I know that a world filled with benevolence is at hand. Oh, Levain, no. You're expecting humans to bring that about? Humans took my tribe from me, but I do not blame them. Aye, fine. What do you got to say? Now with your pardon, I shall excuse myself. Aye. Can I do this? What does this do? Fairies! We're under attack! Humans view their lives within the paradigm of mortality. For generations they have created legacies affirming their existence. The ephemerality of life makes it precious. Our people, in contrast, were assured of peace in death and created nothing. Only mortal men are driven to create things eternal. That was a mouthful. Keats. May I ask, how is the world now? Not bad. We've got sick coats and green ties. Immature, but we make our share of discoveries. And when we do, we feel alive. Our vitality is fueled by curiosity. Levain, what you did long ago was not wrong. Excuse me. Please allow me to greet the guests. Go to the village. Don't go over the top. Back here again, eh? I wonder if the henge in the village can be opened like the one in the endless corridor. I'll have to go see. The hag might be there. Let's go hag hunting. Ordinary ruins when I come in today. Yeah, I'll have to come back at night. So I've got to go to the cave and rest up. Got to go to the special reporter cave. Sit down, Keats. Have a drink. It's been a long day. To the henge. Yeah, he opens it up. Okay, I will see you around, Sugar Weapons. Stream's not going to be much longer, to be honest. Just going to see the end of these cutscenes and then we'll be calling it. I expected to find the hag hiding here. A dagger. This the knife that was used against Dr. Lester. The hag has been here recently. What's this? Ellen. Could she be the next target? Or is she part of the mystery? The plot thickens. And that is where our cliffhanger ends. You have 2 chapters ending on cliffhangers. So yes, that's chapter 4 of Folklore, fully completed now. And we shall, just as we have been doing the past couple of weeks, we'll leave that at 1 chapter a piece. I think the game is going to get harder. I've already had some frustrating moments in this chapter. I know we've got like chapter 5s each, and I think there might be a chapter. And I know there's a chapter 6, but I think that might be it. Because I'm pretty sure like if you do chapter 5 as Keats now and then try and do chapter 6, it won't let you do chapter 6 until you've done chapter 5 as Ellen. Yeah, we shall pick up with the plot has been thickening and thickening and thickening. We've finally had some actual plot reveals, which is nice. But we'll find out? Will we actually find out exactly what happened in the church? Did Cecilia Ellen, use some kind of fairy prayer to save her own life at the expense of Herv's life? Who is actually killing people across the village? You know, what's going on? It's all very up in the air and very odd and strange. And we will find out. What's the dates actually? Yeah, it is the 10th today, isn't it? Yeah, so we will find out some more, I expect, next week on Tuesday the 17th when we do chapter 5 of this game. As for this week, in a couple of days' time, it will be Thursday, and we'll be moving on to a new game because we've finished Steel Rising. And I still don't know what I'm going to play. I've got a load of ideas up in the air. I'll decide on one of them, and yeah, keep an eye out on my Twitter page and on my Blue Sky page, and you'll be able to see what I end up when I end up going live. If you're watching these on the Twitch VODs, thank you very much. If you're watching it on the Twitch or on the YouTube video, the YouTube channel, the at the beverage stand on YouTube, thank you very much for that as well. And thank you if you've just popped in and out while we've been watching, and thank you to Puddin and Sugar Weapons for coming in and having a chat while we play. I've been Hot Beverages. Thank you very much for your time, and I will see you on Thursday for something new. Good night.